Are passport bros simply men exercising their freedom to find love where they feel valued, or are some using international dating to exploit women and avoid accountability at home? Stay tuned for part 4 of this episode.
Are you ready for some controversy? Yeah. Are you ready for some fun? Yeah. Yeah. Are you ready for some laughs? Yeah. Let's get unfiltered with Cycle 4081.
Welcome to part 4 of Passport Bros, Love, Escape, and Exploitation. And we have a special surprise for you guys today. We have Lamb Chop back.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I'm so glad to be back. I miss you.
Well, you are missed. Like I said, we just had a little conversation about how nice her voice sounds. So you guys don't be sending no provocative emails in, because I'm reading
Please
them.
don't. I'm embarrassed enough. Don't do that. But I'm glad to be back.
Yeah. So if you haven't heard about the other parts we did on Passport Bros, we went over why men are looking overseas for relationships instead of dating American women. Mm-hmm. We asked those questions. We asked if they were escaping American women or escaping American expectations. We talked about modern feminism and how that affects the Passport Bros of rise and fall. I added the fall part in there. Are American women actually harder to date, or have American men simply become less willing to compromise? And we talked about, would Passport Bros exist at the same level if American men were more successful financially? So we threw in that financial dynamic in there. Then we went to round 2, talked about, are foreign women really better, and everything you can imagine in that. And we talked about money, power, and economics, how that affects the Passport Bros and those dynamics. Then we got into race and the black passport bro. And we reiterated for the record that Passport P is not a passport bro. That was a little funny interaction there.
Okay.
We talked about sex tourism.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell a story how back in I guess it was the 70s, early 70s, when I found you in Vietnam.
Foolishness, nonsense, and
I rescued you. I rescued you from the Vietnamese rice paddies, so she wouldn't be, putting that whole, sex tourism business. But, I know you appreciate me, and I appreciate you. So I know you'll be thanking me forever.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that when we get off the air, because I have some strong language for psycho. So
we actually talked about marriage and immigration. And that was interesting, and had a lot of things to say about that. So this part we're going to talk about, we call the turnaround questions, and we're going to put the women in that place.
What woman?
Also.
I'm the only woman.
Well, women in general.
Okay.
But women who travel, and
I feel set up.
But I'm glad you're here, because now we have a woman's perspective on that, because Passport Bros is all about the bros.
Right.
Then we're going to get into, I guess, part 5 of this is we're going to talk about the hypocrisy of it all. And there's a lot on there. So we're going to get into it. So how are you guys? I know we're joined with Passport P and
That's right.
Donald Trump, somebody who's called himself Donald Trump.
That might be I, said the cat. That is I, said the cat.
That's Donald Trump. That's Freaky D. That's Freaky D.
Oh
D.
my gosh! Yeah, can he change his name just for this episode? I'm sorry, I'm the only woman here, and I have a strong aversion to that
All right,
person.
So funny enough, since we mentioned it, what was the sign that we saw today? Was it Diaper Don?
Yeah, Diaper Don has dementia.
Yeah, Diaper Don. The person in this nice community had a sign out there that said Diaper Don has dementia.
And Trump is in the Epstein files.
Yeah.
Yeah. So her lawn has got a few things to say. Her or his. I'm not sure which one has a few things to say.
It's probably a her.
You think it's a her?
I think it's a her. But yeah, it's I appreciated it. We're in North Carolina here broadcasting, so I'm digging North Carolina.
Yeah, it's very nice.
So for you guys out there who are listening who don't know what a passport bro is, all right, we explain it again. A passport bro is a Western men who travel or move to non-Western countries such as Southeast Asia, where you and I met, Latin America, or Eastern Europe, specifically to date or marry foreign women. So that's what a passport bro is. And we kind of we separated from what people think of sex tourism. So why do I have? Oh, okay. You can't see this is a look. I got a picture of a horse. So we're going to get into it. We're not going to talk about the concerns about that because we talked about that in episode or part 3. So we're going to get into where we left off, and I believe we talked about sex tourism, marriage, and whatever. So we turn around questions. Mm-hmm. So this is where it's supposed to get provocative.
Oh my! And you invite me on this one.
Yes. Now, question for you guys: if women can travel internationally looking for financially successful men, why shouldn't men travel internationally looking for traditional women? Go ahead, DT.
So you said if women can travel
Yeah,
internationally looking for,
if women travel internationally to find financially successful men, obviously, and I don't have no problem with that. Why is it different when a man travels internationally looking for traditional women, not so much the financially secure women, because most of us don't even care about that.
well, I guess because they always look at women as a come up. Like when they, when they do it, they, when they doing it internationally, they looking at it as if, they're trying to, you know, I guess find some guy, some a rich guy overseas that'll take care of them more than towards what we do it to them.
So you're saying that they're it's okay
They
for them
look
to
they
look
more
for
they look more like, huh?
you're saying that it's okay for them to look for a so-called come up or to be financially secure versus a person who is just out there looking for a traditional type. First of all, I'm gonna ask Lamb Chop this. How do you feel as a woman about gender roles?
Well, okay, give me an example because I feel like if you're sharing a household, there are certain things that are my expectations, and that's just me personally. I don't want to cut the grass.
Okay,
Right?
So
I
a
don't
gender
want to.
role.
Yeah, I don't want to take the trash out. I feel like those are things that a husband can do.
Okay.
At the same time, if he says, "Hey, I don't like doing dishes," I'm like, "Okay, I can manage that." So
Okay.
I guess it depends on what your relationship is and what you set up in the beginning, because
Okay.
that's the key.
The
What you set
understanding
up in the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So some traditional gender roles in a household would typically be the woman cooks, cleans.
Right.
She don't take out the
I
garbage.
don't know about the cleaning that we gotta share that. We gotta share that. Yeah.
Well, those are typical gender roles.
Right,
The
right.
man will do the repairing, the organizing, the outside stuff,
Right.
anything along those lines. Women do laundry, cooking, cleaning, and taking care of the kids. Those are the traditional gender roles.
Right.
So a lot of men go overseas to get that because the feeling is that you're not going to get that here in the U.S. But part of that is that when you get that, you're also taking on the gender roles of the man. You're going to be the provider. So that means the woman doesn't have to work,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So a little bit different. But
And I think what's different here is that I'll speak for black women, and
Okay.
the black women that I know have been in that position where they're normally the head of the household. So they are already doing all of the things that a traditional husband would do. So it may be difficult for when there is a husband or there is a partner to stop.
Okay.
Or
that.
to separate that or to change the role.
Okay. In your relationship, not in your relationship, but in your perspective, would you prefer everything 50-50?
Everything can't be 50-50.
Okay, I'm glad you said that.
It just can't be, because sometimes I'm more of a provider financially or emotionally or however, and then sometimes he's more. So
Okay.
I don't think a marriage or a relationship is ever 50-50.
Okay. I don't think it's ever supposed to be 50-50, but some people say, everything should be 50-50. We both do everything. No.
It's just not going to work out there.
Okay.
And if that's your expectation, then I think you're in trouble.
So let me ask you, how do you feel about a guy or men in general going overseas specifically to date, have sex, or marry women with the mindset that they can't get it here? Let me throw that in there
Right.
too.
So I think I have a little bit of a different perspective than most women because I have sons.
Okay.
And, my one son is happily married, but my son who is single, who is divorced and single, I got to put that in there. I see how some of these women are that he's dealing with. And I'm just like, what have we become as women?
Okay.
And I don't know. I think for me, because of my age, like we had to fight for rights to have things and fight for the ability to, like, we couldn't even have a credit card without our husband saying it was okay.
Right.
And I feel like women here are now reversing that and expecting men to provide every single thing that they need.
Right.
Everything that they need. And I'm just like, girl, you're responsible for you. So it's really hard. Like, I really feel like that women have all of the things that the women before me and my generation has set up for the women to have today. Some of them are just like poo-pooing that.
Taking it way overboard.
It's just crazy. It's just crazy. And I'm just like, why does she expect you to be your sole, provider and y'all just met? Like, I don't know. It's a lot of, I don't want to use the word crazy, but it's
crazy.
It's a lot of crazy out there. So if a man decides that I've tried all the things that I know that I can try to do for women in the States and it's not working for me, I might want to go someplace else and look.
So we have no problem with it.
I really don't. And I'm probably standing on this island by myself.
We're going to get your son to go to Philippines.
Yeah. I'm probably standing on the island by myself. But yeah, I see what he goes through and some of the things that are the expectations for people that you're just dating.
Right.
And it's just like, no.
Oh, I saw this girl made a video, and I don't know if she was doing it just to get clicks or whatever, but she made a video basically saying that you can't date her unless the date, I guess, starts off at $500. You got to give her basically $500.
What is that?
I sent that to you, right?
You sent that to me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What is that?
Another example of the delusion and insanity. These women have lost their damn mind. Now, to Lanchard's point, you have to make a distinction.
Mm-hmm.
The women of today versus the women of in our era. It's totally different. Women, like she said, the expectations that they have meeting someone, dating someone, and their list of requirements is absolutely delusional.
Well, I guess that would push a guy to go overseas where, or down the Park Heights where you can just use a chicken box and half and half.
Stop talking to me. I can't with you. No, I don't know. I see him go through some things and I'm just like, I'm glad I'm not out there dating.
Right.
And B, what did we fight for? Like, you telling me that you can't go out on a date with me unless it starts at $500.
Yeah.
What are you bringing to this rotation?
She said her time.
Girl, I'm sorry.
Her time. And then she was
Wait. Somebody said a girl told a guy that she can't go out on a date with him unless it's $500.
yeah. So she had to pay for, I guess, so like an insurance policy to, or I guess to make sure that he had money or whatever. But that's not it. I've also seen where where the woman said that the guy had to pay for her child care. Yes, to go out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not the right woman to have on this podcast.
And also remember, the lady that said the $500, she didn't even guarantee a date. She said that was just the access for a discussion.
For discussion,
about
right?
A date.
Yeah.
So, okay, I don't want to get off topic. I'm just trying to be clear. So what she's saying is you have to send me $500 for me to have a conversation with you.
Yes.
So that's prostitution.
Just to get to the conversation.
That's not a relationship.
Yeah.
That's prostitution.
Yeah.
Let's just put it out there.
And we talked about those transactional relationships.
That's exactly what that
Right.
is. That's it.
So
Okay,
if
I'll
that's
take it back. It's not prostitution. I'll take it back. I'll say it's a transactional relationship.
Well, okay. Well, if that, why would I spend $500 on that transaction when I can go overseas and get a transactional situation for $40? I don't know. I don't
You got
know
a
what
point.
the rate is.
You got a point.
But the point is, you paying. She had the audacity to say $500 for to have a discussion on whether to take her out.
She's still single, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know she is.
She got to be. She got to be. But
And I would never tell anybody to lower their expectations. If that's what you want, then that's what you want.
Right.
But let's be realistic about it. You're not even traveling in them circles. You are not even traveling in those circles that somebody is going to give you $500 for a discussion.
yeah, that's pretty much out of it. I was making sure I had a. So,
And that's a good point. That's a good point. Lamb chop. If she was in a millionaires club or billionaires where they going to conventions and they paying $5,000 a plate, okay, I understand that you're a high price hooker. I get it. I get it. But you trying to go to the regular man. First of all, you trying to up your level for something that you don't even do. You don't even
Right.
when you go get to a something cheaper and a guarantee.
And then you're going to be angry because he said, I'm leaving the country. I'm going to go find somebody that's, fulfills me in a different kind of way. And it's not asking me for $500 for a conversation. So now you're angry because you don't have the pot to pick from of men. But look at what you asking.
You offer for, yeah.
Look at what you're asking. So I think we gotta look at ourselves sometimes, and that's hard to do.
So let me ask you something. A relationship aside, whatever, forget your current status. Would you ever be open to going overseas in any of those places to find a husband or sex?
I knew he had to throw that last piece in there.
It got to give you the opposite.
Listen, honestly, 100% for a woman, if she wants some dick, she don't have to leave the country.
Correct.
Seriously.
Right.
If she, it's somebody out there that's going to give her some. Period.
All right, so husband material.
Maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe. Okay. I would leave it open. I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say 100% no. But I don't think she would have a problem finding some funky peen.
Peen is cheap.
Peen is cheap. Peen is free. Let's put it out there. It's free.
Peen is free. Everybody wants to get peen out.
All right, for you guys, for the fellas, now, would you consider a woman traveling overseas for a husband? Would you consider that being adventurous? Or something else.
I would consider her doing her. I
Okay.
mean, that's her prerogative. I mean, I wouldn't even think any bad connotation to it. Hey,
Okay.
that's what she's doing.
Right.
Okay.
So
So
when you say adventurous, you saying like just having fun,
yeah, just having a
or
fun and
or
adventures,
just,
just like a guy
just
would do.
Right.
yeah, I agree with Paul.
Now,
I agree with Paul.
do you think that the court of public opinion would feel the same way?
No.
No, no,
No.
we're perverts. We're perverts. We're predators. We're perverts and we're predators, and
Hey,
we're going over there to
you speak for
manipulate some
yourself.
old innocent.
You a perv.
Now,
Don't eat
well,
your
that's what they would say.
Right,
Is they're
right.
going over there to manipulate some impoverished, downtrodden,
Right.
poverty-stricken female. But Brian, I almost feel like we should have the dating scene should be like the NFL Combine. like I want to line you up. I want to see you can run. I want to
That
take
sounds like
your
Flavor
neck.
Flav.
I
Yeah,
want
that's
to tape
exactly
your
what
neck
that sounds like.
size. Tape your neck size. I want to see if you can move laterally. And before I use my value draft pick on you.
Oh my. And I'm
Actually,
sure
you
at
should've-
some point in history that it was like
It
that.
was, yeah.
It was absolutely
Yeah,
like that.
like before 1865.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah,
back,
yeah.
back in the
I see
Roman
it was
time.
like that.
All right, so that's interesting though. Like, why not have that? I guess they do have that when you look at dating apps. Dating apps is specifically that. You know, depends on which ones you get because I'm sure there's some that you can actually go through and select their height,
Right,
body
right,
type, and
right.
all those things. So I guess it's still like that.
Yeah, but it's not going to weed out crazy.
But a woman going out overseas is going to be considered not
Horrible.
predatory.
Yeah, not
desperate.
predatory, but yeah. Or
Uh,
men
honestly,
think.
the dating. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say men think differently. So they'll think that she's over there being a freak,
Right.
but you can be over there and not be a freak,
Yes, I
but be
agree.
doing the same thing.
Yes,
So
I agree.
If a woman goes over there, they're gonna say, "Oh, Stella just going to get her groove." back."
yes.
Yes,
Yes.
a
If
nice movie.
If a man going over there, oh, he just came. He don't want a strong woman over here, so he want to get a woman over there that just do whatever he say.
Well, I mean, if a woman is asking you for $500 to have a conversation, it's
Right.
kind of hard to fight that. Like, of course I'm over here. I'm over here because you are crazy over there. I'm gonna stop saying crazy.
You can
I'ma
say
stop
crazy.
saying
This is
crazy.
unfiltered. Some of y'all out there are crazy. I'm going to record say
I
you
wanna-
are crazy.
I want to know what dating. I want to know what dating apps you can pick the woman type, the body type, and all that. Because I ain't never seen that.
Oh,
And I've been
yeah.
on the dating app for a minute now, and you take what you get.
No, they have that. They
Oh no.
Like what they put out there, the product they put out there. Either you like it or you don't. You check it or you don't. I ain't see nothing about you pick the types or none of that. So that's new to me.
no, they do. Well, when we did the episode on dating apps, right? I got into a lot of them, and they do have those where you can actually pick the date. I think the height, the body, not the weight so much, but I think
Right.
the body type, slim, athletic.
type.
Yeah.
Tall, short.
Tall,
Yeah.
age.
I'm always getting stuck with all the pregnant ones.
Oh,
Exercise preference. Exercise preference.
Right,
See,
right.
See, Dimitri, I'm gonna tell you this. See, you probably was on POF. Okay. So
No, not I.
plenty of fish.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't
okay.
think plenty of
gonna
fish
say,
was still around.
Yeah.
it's levels to this thing. Let me just back. See, I look at it like grocery stores. Okay. So you got Whole Foods at the top. Okay. You was hanging
That would be
around
Facebook
you
dating.
was hanging around Save a Lot. You was hanging around Save a Lot. That's what you said. So they're not gonna put their body types and all that. You know, you're gonna see scars and all types of stuff, battle wounds and everything like that. Now, if you go to the ones that like the Whole Foods, you know, like Tender,
Oh
they're
my
gonna
gosh.
tell you, height. They're gonna tell you height. They're gonna tell you exercise preference. They're gonna tell you different things like that. So it's just levels to the dating apps.
So
Oh,
so
okay.
which would which dating apps would you consider Whole Foods?
Tinder.
Face,
Uh-huh.
Facebook dating price, something like that.
Hell no.
Yep.
Hell no. That's the thrift shop. That's what it is. That's a thrift shop of dating.
He said the thrift shop.
All right. So
You want
No,
to go to the
Facebook is good people on there. That I wouldn't say that.
have you been
okay,
on Facebook dating?
you don't have to say it. I'ma say it.
No, no, absolutely not. I was just putting it out
He
there.
said
That's
he
just my
said,
way of thinking.
he said stop hanging around those Save a Lot dating.
I'm at a
apps.
save a lot. I'm at a save a
I have
lot.
no shame. I have no shame in my game. I was single. So yeah, I was on a dating app. I was on. I never did POF because I just I just wasn't going to do POF. But I did the other ones, and that's why I know that they and it's dependent on you get what you pay for. Let's basically say it like this.
Okay.
No, they got
So-
different levels. They got
So here's my question: Is you get on a dating app, you find what you want. What's the difference between that and going to another country to find what you want?
exactly.
Well, no,
The money,
no. I'm
the
gonna tell
money,
you. Yeah, no. I'm gonna tell you the difference. So the
the
difference.
money.
The difference is this: when you go overseas, like most guys, the passport bros, they're not going to UK and Germany and Canada. They're going to places like Philippines, Thailand, Malaysia, places where you can go and you're going to find somebody who's traditional, but they don't have the economic power that you have. So a lot of times people think that's kind of predatory or
Gotcha.
But
Is it predatory if you're looking for a mate, a wife? Is it predatory?
I say no.
That's just a general question, because
I think where it becomes predatory, I think we talked about this last part. It becomes predatory when you go after some women and you dangle that carrot out in front, knowing that they're hungry, and have no other choice,
Right.
Versus going there and doing it the traditional way, and you're not hanging anything over their head. Like, well, I know your family don't have food, so
Yeah.
to
Come eat this carrot. You know you don't have no vegetables in
Gotcha.
that cupboard.
gotcha.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Now it's
it does
predatory.
happen.
It's predatory if it's very predatory if a man is going over there and if he's going over there looking for a very, very young, almost
Yes.
child
Yes.
woman.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed.
That's crazy.
right,
That's crazy.
right.
Agreed. I will not condone that in any kind of way, shape, or form. So I agree with that 100%.
Okay, so we're gonna get into the hypocrisy part. Okay, and I'm gonna ask you, all of you, this because it's important. If a
The
man
white
says,
man started this. Let's say it like that. The white man started all this.
Well, I mean, if you look at
listen.
history,
Yo, we all laughing, but I ain't lying.
right?
yeah, no lies detected.
All right, so if a man says American women are too independent, is he misogynistic or simply stating a dating preference? So, all right. Dimitri, go ahead. I want you to answer that. Do you think when a man says American women are too independent, is he being misogynistic, meaning chauvinistic, basically, or is it just his dating preference?
I would say he's. I think it's his dating preference.
Okay.
When he says it there, when he says that the two independents,
Yeah.
I think it's just his dating preference.
Okay. So,
Like,
and I'm gonna come back to you.
know-
I'm gonna come back to you on that one. So don't forget that, because I'm gonna come
I
back
know
to you
what
with a
you.
question.
I know what you're gonna say.
What?
I know what you're gonna say. Though.
What am I gonna say?
You're gonna say it's optimistic.
No. That's how you feel.
because yeah.
No, but I'm have a follow up question for you. About. All right, Paul. Let me go ahead and answer that for me real quick.
This is one of the rare times that I agree with Donald Trump.
Why? Thank you. Why? Thank you.
That's because he's the best at everything. That's why you agree.
What
Yeah.
You don't have to agree with
I
me.
agree.
We know it.
It's a
lamb
it's a
lamb chop?
dating preference.
You think it's a dating preference, or and it's come from a woman, so a little different. So we kind of holding
Hold
yours.
on, hold on. The woman said, "No, I'm sorry. It came from a woman."
No, I'm asking her now, since she's a woman,
Oh,
her view might be
okay.
different.
Give me the question again.
If a woman says no, I'm sorry. If a man says American women are too independent, is he misogynistic or simply just stating a dating preference? If they make those statements,
Okay, so he is not, in general, making a misogynistic statement.
okay,
In general, and it may be the women that he has dealt with.
okay,
So I'm gonna say that's his preference.
okay.
Why do I feel like I'm betraying women for some reason
Well,
today?
now look.
I'm starting to feel very uncomfortable.
You're the only one up here, so don't worry about it.
I'm going to say the opposite, actually. I'm going to say it is misogynistic when a man makes a statement that American women are too independent, right? The statement for me, if you wanted a dating preference, you would say, as an American man, and I know some, myself
Okay.
included,
Okay.
I would say I prefer women that I deal with to be this way versus American women are too independent.
Well,
Meaning,
that is a generalized statement. That is a generalized
Okay,
statement.
okay,
and
okay.
then
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
my follow up question. I'm gonna go back to Dimitri on this one because obviously I asked you the question first. What is being too independent for a woman? What would you consider a woman who was too independent?
A woman that's too independent in a different country
No,
or
here,
here or
here,
period.
yeah, here.
Here, ooh, that's a good one.
The woman that's
Uh,
asking $500 for a conversation. I'm sorry,
yeah,
Dimitri. I mean, Donald.
yeah, but there's other things too, though. Now it ain't just that it's okay. Don't crucify me, okay?
Hey, don't be fence sitting
Don't
and backtracking. Come on, this is unfiltered. Give it to
don't,
us.
don't crucify me. When a woman, is too needy, too asking too much. I feel like when they want you to, when you when you meet a woman and you're struggling yourself, right?
Hmm.
They know your situation, right? They got a decent situation. And better yet, the situation is better than. I've had this happen. Their situation is better than yours,
Hmm.
right? And they know you're kind of struggling because you met, you guys talk, blah blah blah. They know your life, whatever, and they expect you to pay for their bills and help them with their children's school clothes. To me, that's too needy.
Well, so I
Because
think I think that's the
and, and,
opposite
and,
though,
and,
because
No,
remember,
she's not
no,
independent. She's not independent.
that's too needy. And no, she
no,
listen
because
what I'm saying.
hold on a
She
second,
has
hold on a second. The question was, what? How do you see a woman who's too independent? You're describing somebody who's not independent. You're
So
describing
you're
somebody who's
talking about the
needy.
woman who says, I don't need no man for anything.
Correct.
Right.
but ask you for everything. That's what
Um,
I'm describing.
could okay. So you're saying
That's happened. That's happened to me.
okay,
Yes.
but
What, what are you saying, Brian?
that doesn't sound like a person, a woman who's independent or even
Oh, so you're
says she's
saying
independent.
what's too independent? That's
Yeah.
what you're saying.
What would you consider too independent for a woman?
Um, I think it's too independent. If that's the case,
The right to an opinion.
Y'all can't see the look I just gave him, but if looks could kill,
I mean, well,
we would be calling 911 right now.
too independent is a woman that thinks she know too much than the man
Ooh, you're digging a hole. I think I want you to
from
stop.
a woman's perspective.
Okay. Now, all right. Lamb chop. From a woman's perspective, what do you think would be considered too independent?
See, I don't think that she could be too independent for herself.
Okay.
Right? I don't think that she could be too independent. It's your preference.
I said that.
It's you. You feel like she's too independent. So
Okay.
I don't think that if she's providing for herself, if she's doing all the things that make her feel whole, she's not too independent.
Okay. So
it's you who have the problem with
So
what
there's no
she's
such thing
available.
as a too independent woman, if
I
that's
can't
what she
say-
wants
I-
to be.
I can't say that, but if that's what she wants to be,
Okay.
if that's what she wants
Okay.
to be, then I don't think she's being too independent. With that being said, don't be mad if you don't have any dates,
Right.
or don't be upset if you know ain't nobody coming to the plate. So
Passport P. What do you say? What would you say will make a woman too independent, if there's such a thing?
Well, first, two things we learned. We learned that obviously Dimitri does not like an independent woman. secondly, he was out there buying school clothes.
Wait, what do you mean I don't like an independent woman? I didn't like that. No, I didn't do that. She wanted me to do that.
Oh,
You
okay.
ain't-
So
I never said I didn't. I said
gone
you.
off the
I-
rails. We have gone off the
No,
rails.
no, no,
You
no,
didn't
no.
buy
I was
school
saying,
pants? You didn't buy no
I was
school
saying,
pants?
I was saying I was in that situation, but I didn't say
Okay.
I went through with it.
Okay.
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 Yeah. Ah.
All right. Okay.
Come on.
Okay. All
Come
right.
on.
No, but I think a woman, an example of a woman who's too independent is obviously when women say, "I don't need a man for anything." Now, when I say that, I get it. You got your own job, you got your own car, you got your own house. Yeah, I get that. You take care of yourself financially and things like that. But women have come to, not all women, but the too independent woman gets to the point where she feels like because she does all this, that she doesn't need a man, period,
Right.
but anything. To the point where she said, and I heard the conversations. Shoot, I don't need a man. I got my toy at home.
Right. Well, I could tell you this. My opinion, when it comes to the two independent women, is that when you're in a relationship, this is where you can be too independent. When you're in a relationship and your whole mindset is everything I have, I
It's
got it
mine.
myself, and this is mine.
Yes.
You do you,
Yes.
I'ma do me. I don't need you. And my thing to that is, if you don't need a man, then you don't need to be in a relationship.
Right.
So that's being too independent. I don't care how much money she makes, or what she contributes and what he contributes. If you have the mindset that, I'm gonna do everything myself, I don't need anybody, I don't need you, whatever, then you need to be by yourself. And that's a too independent woman.
I was in one of those.
Oh yeah?
And I left and I got divorced.
Okay. Okay. Well,
So
I mean, if you're married, she can't be the person that's making all the decisions for everything,
right.
Unless he's the one that said that that's okay to do. But in a partnership, you can't be the sole person making the decisions.
Right. So the key word is partnership, right? So the key word is partnership. So sometimes what happens with a too independent woman, or I'm just saying from a man's perspective, a too independent woman, when you come in as a partnership, and then somewhere along the lines, that particular person feels like everything that was done, earned, gained, and accomplished was done off the merits of her solely, solely. So when a person, and I'm saying a person in general, when a person gets like that, they get too arrogant, narcissistic, where you can't tell them nothing, because in their mind they believe that everything that they accomplished was done solely based off of their own their own abilities, own talents, own resources, and you know, period.
Right, right. And you're right. They probably don't need to be in a partnership because it's a partnership. It's a partnership.
So I unpartnered.
But I could tell you this though. On that flip side, even as a man and you're in a relationship, I feel, and I'm going specifically for me, if I ever get the feeling that that I don't need you, or if I had that thought in my head, what are you here for? What do I need you
Right,
for?
right.
Then it's a wrap.
Right.
Right. Because now I don't see the benefit of this
Being in this
partnership.
relationship. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I guess
Right.
that can work as a man being too independent or a woman being too independent, where you're not contributing. You're not enhancing my emotional, physical. You're not
Financial.
bringing. Yes,
All of it. Yeah.
you got to have at least one of those three.
Right.
At least one of those three, and you should have at least three. But I'll take one of those three. But okay, if now this is more or less how we see women, or how we think we know women. If a woman says American men aren't emotionally available, why is that acceptable, but the reverse isn't?
What's the reverse? Say that again.
If a woman says American men aren't emotionally available, why is that acceptable, but the reverse isn't? Why isn't a man saying a woman isn't emotionally available? First of all, what do you consider emotionally available?
That's a good question.
So I've heard that.
I think a lot of times, and we latch onto these phrases and run with them without really knowing
What they are.
What they are,
Okay.
and I think that's one of them.
Okay.
I feel like that's one of them.
Lamb chop.
Yes,
You know why? You know why?
I know
These
why.
phrases are white man-made phrases.
To be 100% honest, it's usually women that come up with these phrases. But I think we latch onto these
White
phrases
women.
without knowing what they mean. So you're saying that it's women can say men are emotionally unavailable, but a man can't say a woman
Right.
is emotionally unavailable.
Right. And if we do, it's why did you cause her to be?
Oh,
Right. Now let me tell you, this is my opinion. I don't know, but my opinion on the whole emotionally available thing. Probably got accused of being emotionally unavailable. So I think
I can see that.
I think is when men or a person doesn't open themselves up and share how they feel about another person or situation, and as men, I think a lot of times we don't share a lot of things because we don't want to be vulnerable or feel vulnerable, where a woman, more times than not,
Right.
they'll unload on you.
well, and part of that is how we are raised in society.
Right.
That's part of it. And yeah, part of that is that's what that is. 100%. But I honestly feel like both sexes can and have been emotionally unavailable. Mm-hmm. There's always certain, because you can go back and forth with somebody and be like, I don't want to talk about that right now.
Right.
And it happens.
I would see more women being emotionally available, but not accepted by the man. A lot of times they want to be emotionally available. They want you to feel like they feel, see what they see. And a man doesn't want to do that. Our communication is different. Our feeling is different. So, a lot of times they want you to sit there and listen and and co-sign with the bitch at work, what she did and this and that. What I'm like, I don't care about that. That's
But I also think that, like you said, your thinking is different. Men
Right.
want to fix things. Sometimes
Exactly.
women just
Yeah.
want you to sit there and listen to why Karen has gotten on her last nerve and not tell you, well, why don't you call HR? I don't want you to tell me.
Right.
I know that's what I'm supposed to do. I just need you to listen and, like you said, co-sign on it. So I think part of that is, you know, how we were raised, how we were brought up, and men are fixers. And sometimes we don't want you to fix it. Sometimes we just want you to listen and feel what we feel and let that be.
Yeah.
But sometimes
And
I think it's impossible.
Agreed. Agreed.
And then,
Do you think?
and
Do
then
you
another
think? Do
point,
you think? Do you think that's it? You know, y'all go through that because you want us to lift up your spirits? Like, is it like a spirit lifting thing?
Sometimes, yeah.
I need the man to lift me up.
Sometimes, absolutely.
So sit here and listen to me like that
Mm-hmm.
because I need him to agree and lift me up. You think it's that?
I don't even
Or,
think it's an
like,
agree. I think they want you to listen and head nod and don't offer no opinions
that's what
on
I'm
it
saying.
or
That's
solutions.
what I'm saying. Lift your spirits up.
Yeah, to sit there and
Lift
shut
your
the fuck
spirits
up.
up.
That's what they want.
we listen, and we don't judge.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
But
my
Yeah.
but
opinion.
Or say
But a
things,
lot
well,
of
why
times
didn't you do
with-
A, B, C, and D? Don't ask me
Right.
why I didn't do it.
and they, to your point, yeah, men want solutions. I know for me, Brian. That's why I said I was told I was emotionally unavailable because there's not a lot of things that are going to bother me. So
Mm.
things don't bother. I'm really non-post about a lot of things, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be emotional. I'm not going to overreact, or I'm not even going to react to a lot of things because those things don't bother me.
Right.
And so, just like you said, I'm about solutions. If I
Mm-hmm.
hear a problem, I'm trying to fix and solve the solution so I don't have to hear about it again.
Oh, you gonna hear about it again?
I know.
And I think that's part of the problem too, because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times we don't have the patience to sit through it. We want to,
Right.
hey,
Right.
this is a solution. They don't want
Right.
solutions sometimes. They just
Right.
want you.
Yep.
I don't think that's going to go away, but
Probably not. So are women from other countries not like that? Like, are they gonna? Because a lot of times, I watch this show, and I don't even know why. I don't even know how I got hooked on this show. 90 Day Fiance.
okay,
Right.
Okay.
And basically this is the same situation. So, someone from America goes to another country or vice versa, and they, set up with these people and they're going to get married. And I find that normally it's white men who go to Asian countries, right? And find these women. And I don't see where an Asian woman is going to say, and this is a whole generalization, so I don't want people coming from me be like, I ain't not all that. I know that you're not all like that. So, but they're not going to be like, you're not emotionally available to me. Like, I have never seen the entire few years I've been watching this show, a woman from another country be like, usually from, like you said, Thailand or the Philippines or something like that, say, you're not emotionally available to me. I don't think I've ever seen that. So is that another reason why we find men going to these other countries for different women?
I think so. And now she said that because a lot of times for women, especially over in those countries, they have a really good connection with their family, right? And I think some of that is shared with the mother.
Right.
They're not going to
Right.
present that to the guy,
Right.
to the husband or whatever. She's going to share it with the mother, and the mother's going to give her advice. Say, okay, well, you were wrong.
Right. Right.
and I'm I can confirm what you said.
Okay.
You're not going to hear that. Like I'm never going to hear out you're emotionally unavailable. I'm never going to hear that. However, just like Brian, like you said, she may confide in her auntie,
Right.
her mother, her grandmother,
Her sister,
and once again, like you said, they will go ahead and give her advice on how to handle this situation. And in most cases, this is from my perspective, just being here. Um, the advice will be more or less what she needs to do better.
Yeah, yeah. See, another reason to go overseas. Y'all need to do better. All right, I got another question, so this don't go too long. If economic security influences a woman's dating choices, and it does, why shouldn't it influence a man's dating dating choices?
I don't see there's anything wrong with that. If I'm too kumbaya. I kind of feel like if a man wakes up today and like I worked hard and I am worth $20 million, excuse me, and I want a woman who's worth $20 million, he has a right to go look for that, and I don't have the right to say you won't even look at a sister from Park Heights. Right. You, of course, why would he? If that's not what he wants, that's not what he wants.
I think generally men don't even care, or actually would not even care. They would prefer a woman that is not on his economic level.
Because
now he's looked at as the breadwinner.
Okay.
And mainly, and I heard this from a woman too, when they have the equal, buying power, or they even make more, they look at them less.
Who looks at who less?
The woman looks at the man as lesser. Okay. And then now the woman's going to challenge him in certain things, So a man who makes more than a woman, I think, is going to be in a better situation, because he's not going to get challenged by the woman, especially here. Can you imagine if you come here, you're making, and I think Demetria mentioned this too, right? Can you imagine you making $75,000 and he's making $75,000, and you come home and y'all want to discuss something that has to do with the house, whatever, and he comes up to you and says, well, no, we're going to do it this way, right? Or I need you to do this. 9 times out of 10, from what I've seen, from what I've heard, and what I made up in my head, a woman is going to, go at him again, like as in, I have equal say. I have, and I've even heard men say that, which I hate when they say,
absolutely,
I got to check with my boss, or I've checked with my better half, and all that type of stuff. But she's gonna check on it. Like I'm bringing the same amount you do. Go in there and bust them suds.
Oh my God.
That's right. Get in there and make me a sandwich.
Exactly. And even if that's not the case, that's what the perception is. So a woman, I think it's okay for a woman to go wherever she needs to find her, her partner, a man, same thing. But I don't see a man going to other places to find his, economic equal.
That's interesting.
No,
I don't see it.
I've seen.
Well, I mean, as a matter of fact, we do less of that than women.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I think part of it too is the history of a woman. A part of that too, and now we've come to the age where it's not the 50s, and he's not the sole breadwinner.
Right.
So we've come to the age that it's not that. But for the history of women, it was just like, okay, she had to have somebody that was financially stable. If she wanted to have kids, he was the person who provided everything. That he would go out and she was the housewife and the raiser of the kids, and he did everything, and she had really no say.
Right.
And what happened.
And that's why we have passport bros.
So
where are you gonna get that now today? And I ain't gonna lie, a lot of guys, and I'm gonna say most, just because I'm ignorant, I'm gonna say most guys would prefer that, right? They would prefer to be the decider, the decider, and then that comes with that being the sole provider and all that other type of stuff. And that leads to my next question. But yeah, a lot of guys, they don't want that challenge. They don't want that, I have to consult with, not saying that they shouldn't.
But if you're in a partnership, isn't that what you're supposed to be doing?
No, not in the
we gonna fight.
Not in the traditional sense. So the partnership is different. Like you and I could be in a partnership, but you play your role. I play my role. It's still a partnership, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the difference. They don't, and I tell people this. There's no such thing as a successful 50-50
No,
partnership.
it's not. I agree with that 100%. I've been married for 100 years. Sometimes it's 50-50, sometimes it's 60-40. It's never going to be that. And if that's what you're looking for, stop looking.
Right. And I think Karen said it was like 80-20.
It can be. It depends. Depends on the situation. Depends on what's happening.
There's never two steering wheels in a car.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's exactly. So, with that said, if traditional relationships require traditional gender roles, and there's more for you.
Gender roles.
Okay. Should the man also accept traditional responsibilities?
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you're saying traditional gender roles, I'm tongue tied. Say it again.
If traditional relationships require traditional gender roles, which I think it does,
Mm-hmm.
if you have a traditional relationship, you have to have gender roles. Should the man also accept those traditional responsibilities? And those traditional responsibilities is basically this. It's three. I always mention these three: provide, protect. And the lead.
Okay.
Right. Notice I didn't say love. That was from another one, but that's not,
Absolutely.
Gave him the eye roll.
What did you say?
I'm a sit on the fence. I'm going to sit on the fence, and I'm going to be Switzerland. And I'm going to say, if that is what you want, and if you are willing to be in a traditional relationship where you have no say, if that's what you want, have at it. However, it is very, very unlikely that you're going to find that in the United States.
Hence the passport bros.
Okay.
Hence the passport bros. Yes.
Okay.
So, I mean, if that's what you want, you want your wife to stay home, you want her to do the child rearing, you want it. I mean, economically in the United States, that's just not possible.
Right.
It's, unless you
Right.
making a shit ton of money. But yeah.
Right.
Now let me put somebody on the hot seat because it's kind of related to what they said before.
Ruh-roh.
Dimitri.
I knew it. Like coming at me. Go
Well,
ahead.
you know why? Because the ladies that was on the podcast episode last time are not here to put you on the hot seat in regards to this. Remember when you said that the man should be in charge, the man should, do X, Y, and Z, but the woman should go 50-50 on
On the bills.
And the sad part about it, I knew that's what you was about to bring up.
Are you still you still co-signing that?
I still stand on that with 29 toes.
He said 10 toes down. He's standing on it.
All right, so you women out there, play your part, and you better give up half that cash too.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny. Hey, listen, I caught flack when I said Mary J. Blige should have paid that alimony.
Oh, you really believe that?
Listen, women in my generation have fought to be equal. We have fought to be equal, right?
That's true.
So in that comes things that we don't want to do.
Okay.
It's as simple as that. In that, but if you're gonna be equal and you were the breadwinner and you guys are divorced, you're gonna have to write that check, sis. You're gonna have to write that check. And listen, I would not want to do it, but I would have to write that daggone check.
But you know what?
Hold on.
But the men was
I missed that. What?
Oh,
What did you say? What did you say?
Okay, so what I said was women in my generation before me have fought to have everything equally, right? And I caught all kind of flack when I said, "Oh, Mary J. Blige gonna have to pay him. She's gonna have to pay him because she was the sole breadwinner, right? In that relationship, and they got a divorce.
Yeah.
So she gonna have to write that check. Now, do she like it? Do she want to do it? No.
and
But
you know
that's how it is. If you want equal rights, you can't have a quarter rights today and say, "Oh no, I don't want to do that. I want equal rights over here."
But
you
I
can't
don't-
cherry pick that.
I don't believe women want equal rights. I really don't. They don't want equal rights because if they really and people have said this.
This
Women,
may be another topic. This may be a podcast one other day.
we're
But go
gonna
ahead.
go in there.
We'll go ahead. But go
because-
ahead.
But along those lines, even with Mary J, they want. She wanted everything the way it was, whatever. But even the guys was like, "Oh, he a bitch." you a man, stand up on your own, blah, 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 whatever. But like you just said, many women have done it to men.
Right. Right. So like you can't have it both ways. I probably would lay his ass out every month I'm writing that check. I would be calling him all kind of names. But this person right here today, I would be writing that check.
Okay.
Mary J was bitter too. She was on the interview.
Exactly.
She was bitter. She was looking crazy when she was talking about the situation.
She was angry. People, like you said, it was people saying, why he doing that? He a man.
Right.
It was mostly women.
I was one of them.
That? Why he doing that? He a man. He should stand up on his own. Agreed.
Yeah,
I was one of them. But
I ain't gonna lie, I was one of them. All right,
Ken got all his money.
Passport P. I'm gonna put you in the hot seat on this one.
Okay.
Can you demand a traditional wife while living a completely non-traditional lifestyle?
I don't think you can.
Okay.
I don't think. I don't think. Hell, I don't think you should. When you said non-traditional lifestyle, what do you mean?
Like
you hoeing.
Well, there's a lot of non-traditional. There's a lot of non-traditional lifestyles. So all right. So what comes to mind for me is that, again, going back to the bills, 50-50.
Oh yeah, no.
She's paying.
No,
she's paying the bills.
Yeah, if you want a traditional wife, you can't live a non-traditional lifestyle. That's not gonna work.
Right.
That's not gonna work. Like, okay, and I'll tell you about my situation. So the dynamic I have is me and my girlfriend and my partner. Because I had she can provide on her own,
mm-hmm.
on her scale, but because I have larger economic power, I provide.
Okay.
Because it's not going to affect me in a way that it would affect her.
Right.
And everything else, she takes care of laundry, she cleans and things like that. Now, I help out.
She does that. Wait a minute. She does that because you told her to.
I'm gonna fight you.
Oh, she does what? Because I told her.
Don't listen. Just go ahead. Finish with your comment.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. So if I go downstairs and I see some dishes, I'm gonna wash the dishes because I don't. That's just me. I don't like to see dishes in the sink. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
But most or like I see a table, if I see a smudge on the table, I'm going to clean the table because I don't like to see smudge on my table.
Right.
That's who I am. But for the most part, I don't. She provides all the. If you say gender role, she provides. She's in her role. She cooks. She cleans. She does the laundry and things like that. Now, as the provider, I make her job easier.
Okay.
If you're doing the laundry, I went and got you a brand new washer and dryer.
Okay.
Hey.
So before she was hand washing.
Stop talking.
No, seriously. A lot of them do that. They even prefer that.
No, seriously. And so when they had a small refrigerator. No, not for me. When I brought her, because I'm like, no, I'm accustomed to certain things, and this is how I want to have things, and so she was fine with it
and it's mutually beneficial.
Like, cool. Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm gonna co-sign that.
I'm sure you are.
Because I do think I'm gonna give you my personal thing. I do prefer a traditional wife or woman or whatever, right? And my personality is not to say that it has to be done my way all the time, or I have to, that's not me, or I control everything. But when it comes to an impasse, somebody has to trump the other, right?
Yes.
But with that said,
And somebody has to agree to allow the other person to trump the other.
and that allowing is when you make that agreement that you're going to be in this relationship.
I can't with you.
But with
I'll
that
say
said, if I demand that type of situation, guess what? I have, fellas, you have to play that role. It's okay, like Passport P said. I'm the same way. Like, I don't have a problem doing laundry and folding clothes and all that type of stuff. But if we have that situation, and I'm doing the typical gender roles that a man's supposed to do, you have to do that.
You got to pay all the bills.
Yeah, but again, if I'm going to be demanding on that, guess what? I better demand on paying all the bills.
Right, that's right.
Just,
and I will say this. I know for a fact, because we're in these roles, her quality of life has been is exponentially better.
Okay.
And on the flip side, my quality of life has been exponentially better because there's a lot of things that I don't have to do that she's going to take that weight. And on the flip side, there's things that she doesn't have to do that I'm going to take the weight because I'm operating in my role, in my gender role.
Okay.
Right. So
okay, Brian, I got a question for you, real quick.
Go ahead.
You said if we have to demand like the traditional relationships and all that stuff that we got to take on the gender roles that we have to do the man gender roles and pay the bills or whatever.
Absolutely.
So what if you're paying the bills? I'm just saying this because I've never been married.
Okay.
You pay the bills, right? And you take on that traditional gender role as a man. You're paying the bills, doing the man stuff, and you do it for years. And that 1 year, you get laid off from your job. Laid off, which means they're gonna call you back though. Hey, they're gonna call you back in like 2 months, right? And now, since you standing on toes with I'm sure you stand on your toes with the man pay the bills. Now you're looking at your wife in the face, and y'all make the same thing. Like I said, you make the same amount of money, but you said the man pay the bills. Now what? Now
That's a different situation.
Yeah,
That's a different situation.
so. All right, so wait a minute. So if let me answer that question real quick.
That wasn't the agreement.
No. Let me answer that. That's an easy answer, because if a man gets laid off from his job, right, and the woman's still working, obviously she's not going to want to get put out of her own home. But that man, this is why there's no excuse for this. You might get laid off, but you better damn sure be out there trying to. I don't care if you have to get 4 part-time jobs. You still have to take on that responsibility and do that. If you can't, guess what? You relinquish that traditional lifestyle that you want. Plain and simple. You wash the dishes. You do the clothes.
No, listen, I'm saying you out there looking for the jobs, of course. You're trying to get the job there, so they call you back, blah, 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 whatever. I'm saying in the meantime, while you're looking for it, you got no income. So you standing on the toes with you paying all the bills and all that. Now you can't do it. And your wife making the same thing as you make, and she looking at you like,
exactly.
Well, I mean,
that simply means you put on an apron. Exactly. You cook
in the kitchen. You making the meatloaf, and you making the mac and cheese.
No.
So this is where I was saying that the relationship is never 50-50.
Right.
And if she's a true partner, she is going to step up.
Yeah, and she can, and that's fine.
Right.
But in that the same note, I said, if you demand a traditional relationship, then that means you have to do traditional stuff. So in that case, if she's going to, in that case, you can't demand a traditional relationship because she's going to be the breadwinner at the time. Then that means you got to put up that apron on, bust them suds, cook, clean, take care of the kids, and all the other type stuff. So there's no excuse for that. I'm saying that when you have that ability to do, to be the provider, and you demand her to be the partner in a traditional relationship, that means you have to do your part. And there's no around that. I don't care if she makes $200,000 and you make $100,000. You pay the bills. Period. That ain't gonna change.
If that was your agreement.
That's fact.
Exactly.
That's
fact.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna make this the final question. But let me get a word of the day. Lamb Chop, you haven't been here for a while. Give us a word of the day.
Partnership.
Partnership. Today's word of the day is partnership. And if you get all the words of the day for the month, send it into unfiltered.psycho4081@gmail.com, and you have the opportunity to win a prize. First come, first serve. So today's word of the day is partnership.
Partnership. Mm-hmm.
All right. So last one. I'm along the same lines. Can you, actually, I should give this all at the same time. Can you demand submission without providing leadership? That's one. Can you demand femininity without demonstrating masculinity? So these are all rolled into the same thing, if you ask me. And can you demand, this is a little bit separate, can you demand loyalty while refusing commitment?
The answer to all of those is no.
No.
Yeah.
All right,
That's going to cause a whole lot of problems in your relationship.
Yes. Yeah. That's, well, that was a whole conversation I've had before, you know. So that's, we're going to have to make that a whole separate one.
That's a whole separate podcast. Yes.
All right. So I would like to thank you guys for joining in for this part 4 of Passport Bros. And hopefully you can come back for part 5, the final part. And that one, we're just going to talk about the no safe answers segment, you know. And there's a quick opinion. So that's going to be a short one to close this one out. But I want to thank you guys for joining, and hopefully we'll see you for the next one.
Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Unfiltered with Psycho 4081. Big respect to our guests for keeping it real, and love to every listener rocking with us week after week. This conversation ain't over yet. Stay locked in for the next episode coming soon. Until next time, keep it unfiltered with Psycho 4081.